Hi guys, a bit later. Working with Gemini here. Gemini Pro that I pay 22 bucks for in the month, and working with Gemma. They done a dirty on us. I'm pretty sure of it. I mean, Gemini Pro used to be much better not too long ago. Same thing can be said about Claude. They have enshittified a lot of these models. We think we have a Pro and we have a Opus and we are like, hallowed be thy name, but no, they are not hallowed. And this is the proof in the pudding. Like, I did not know how good these small models have gotten. The weirdest thing is that this is almost, not almost, it's in some ways it's kicking ass. It's kicking Gemini's ass. First of all, like I said in the earlier video, is that these things, the ideas they have are ridiculously similar. Claude, Gemini Pro, they think very generically. This seems to be, how is that even possible? 6.7 billion parameter model that was, I don't know, or 4 billion parameter model that was 6.7 gigabytes. It's a breath of fresh air. It's kind of like, I've always been like, okay, we get the new AI model, and it's always been like, until about a year ago, it was like, okay, it's gonna be on the site, it's gonna be at OpenAI. I gave up on OpenAI a year ago when it just got. But anyway, so it was okay, Claude. Then it was like, okay, Gemini. Sometimes DeepSeek. Sometimes a little bit. Grok still has its uses. It's great at finding papers. But this, it really is. I realized that this is going to be part of my workflow now. Like, this is going to be part of if I do something with AI. Because one of the big things, I'm floating ideas. I'm floating ideas. Like, and what could we do? What could we do? And the ideas became so generic, so ridiculously shitty with Claude, with Gemini. Like when you're talking about this, like when you talk about these weird ass geometric neurons, machine learning things, like if I'm like, okay, what could we do with this? It's about 80 to 70% certain that it's gonna suggest that hey, we can do failure modes for ball bearings in a machine. Like I know that's something that the machine learning does, but when you ask from Gemma, it's the ideas are much more interesting, much more interesting. And this is how I remember it used to be like with ChatGPT and these AI systems about 2 years ago. They were thinking free, they were thinking wild. I don't know how in the hell they did it, but about 2 years ago, they started to like, they just I noticed there's one thing here that I'm learning from Gemma. Like when you are writing to it, it does the sort of similar, kind of like it's kind of like okay, there's this, uh, we have this data from before, we have to respond, and there is this kind of a similar planning on how we plan, and that thing I think it's pretty much verbatim what the Gemini does. Like excellent question, blah 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 blah. What is your personality? Like it does some of that. It's kind of trying to see that okay, well, this person is pasting some things from another AI, and there's this person, and let's make who is who, and kind of like clarify for the AI what is what, and there's this backside kind of a server processing going on. And I feel like with the Gemini, with Claude, that has become the thing that we almost see on the front. There's the AI model that's heavier to run. That seems to be like they give you less and less and less of it. And now with mothers, with the Fable, when we get even less of it and we can't even access it, it becomes painfully clear like what's been happening. Like we'll give you less and less thinking, more and more generic bullshit that's just hard coded, almost like hey, you are awesome, you are great, that the idea is great, and then whatever it delivers there is like some sort of I don't know, there is some sort of cell phone in some stack somewhere giving you from, I don't know, 3 years ago, giving you a little bit of intelligence. And that seems to be where these things are headed. And because normal people don't really give a fuck. Like, okay, can I write a song? Write me a song. Here is, can you give me a receipt? You don't even notice it. You really do not even notice it. But when you're doing something like what I've been doing here, like this has been kind of this stranglehold of the process now for a long time, is that less and less intelligence, you sense it, then that leads to less and less excitement because, like, okay, haven't we been through this 10 times before? And when the thing becomes more and more generic, it's a less and less sprawling process. Like the process becomes this, okay, there's a, you are doing this, and if you have anything, the prompts are from here, we always go back to the same trunk. But I feel that with here there is more of that sprawling wildness. Of course, it could be just about the model temperature, the model, even they perhaps that the model is a little bit, it's quantized for, it's not the full model, that there's kind of like a little bit, and that it's a little bit more creative in a good way. And but really, Gemma, for 4 billion parameters, I gotta say that thumbs up, amazing, and perhaps I should download more. I remember I used to use the Mistral and other models before, but amazing that we still have this, what we can have for ourselves, and at the same time, like really the experience, like here with Gemini, I'm asking it to go. Well, what are we doing? We are trying to do a thing that automatically extracts from EEG audio that has been kind of captured in it, because if the EEG has not been cleaned, basically there is this linear function that you can actually extract it. I have done it before. You can I have the head as a resonator here, where we actually I did do that before, but from a new mathematical perspective, based on this weird ass stuff I did, can we do it from that perspective? I'm doing it, but like for example here, I mean, like I asked for a code from Gemini, and lab is not defined. That's just as simple as it gets, and that's the sort of mistakes it does over and over and over. And you spend so much time doing this sort of shit, but that's kind of also yet another proof in the pudding that they have stupified and shittified it. And I don't know, but yeah. So Gemma is amazing on LM Studio. Of course, if I'm going to ask it to code, it's going to make mistakes. I know it. But as a sort of thing to float ideas by, it's awesome. Like the same way like Rockfast, it can for code shit, but it's amazing at finding scientific papers. Or if you're like, hey, can you know, it's amazing for that purpose. And I think Gemma is going to be part of this kind of like, okay, hey, it's gonna give me more diffuse, more open ideas. Of course, everything I'm doing, it's probably gonna lead to nowhere, but as a process, I think, weirdly enough, this tiny model is gonna be part of my kit. But anyway, I hope you guys have a bye. NES, OBS.